Yeah, I thought third down was good for us. Besides some of the longer yardage situations we were in, and I thought we did a nice job converting, and we left a couple out there too. So really, I thought we did a nice job. Guys were ran good routes, were in the right spot in zones on time, and I felt like we were synced up and well timed up on a lot of those routes and those plays. So felt good, had some good conversions, and like I said, can definitely improve still though, which is a good thing.
Have you felt like now that you guys all have a game together that so far early in the week you can tell a difference?
Yeah, I think it's always, even just from the schedule standpoint, right? Like everyone does things a little bit different. So getting our first game week under our belt last week, and we're a little more familiar with the layout, the schedule, kind of what day in, day out looks like, and the preparation process with this staff and, with us players and how we're going to do things feels a little more comfortable, So obviously today it's always first day of the week, you got your install in and your plan, and you're ironing some things out, and there's some things that you got to look at and make corrections, and there's always some of that, but I thought the guys flew around and did some things well today.
Trevor, you, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
What did the Bengals defense show last week?
They did a nice job, obviously, getting their hands on some passes, getting some turnovers. Those were big in the right spot at the right time. Guys making plays, kind of changed the game. Obviously, with Hendrickson, just always have to know where he's at, and he's a great player. Has proven himself in this league time and time again. So give him his respect. Obviously, with our preparation and just knowing where he's at, he's a really good player, and have to take care of him. So that's obviously something there. And just the defense was flying around. I think made a lot of plays, did a nice job in the run game. Really, like I said, creating turnovers in the back end, that's the name of the game, and they created a couple of them. So it's good defense that's flying around. A few of the guys have been there for a while, a bunch of the leaders on that defense.
Knowing they're running a different scheme than they did in years past, do you go look at, like Notre Dame tape because Al Golden was there? Do you just look at last week, look at the preseason? How do you prep for a new version of the Bengals where there's not a whole lot of a sample size?
Yeah, it's always a challenge. New coordinator, beginning of the season, both of those things present some challenges on just how much have you really seen, as far as NFL tape of this defense. Not a ton, but yeah, you have the preseason. You got last week. You got some stuff they did in Notre Dame. So you look at all of it and take it for what it is and try to, I guess, put together all the things that they've done and what's the common themes. What do they like to do? Every defense and every offense has a identity of what they want to do, who they are, what coverages they want to run, what pressures do they want to bring, and they can always do different each week and have a different plan. That's what everyone does. You have some wrinkles, and we'll adjust to those, but you can kind of tell structure and identity who they want to be.
Trevor, do you still get surprised at all when you get a move like Monday with Taste traded away? And part two of that is how much have the young guys earned confidence from the staff and you in this offseason?
Yeah, things like that's the hardest part of this business, this sport. Seeing guys get moved, and I'm going to miss Tank. Obviously, I've been with him for a few years. He's done a nice job. He's given a lot to this organization, and thankful for what he's done. So yeah, that's a friend of mine, but you look at the guys that we have and what they've done, and they've definitely earned the opportunity. Not to say that Tank didn't either, but they earned the opportunity. They've been playing really well. Travis, obviously, did a really great job Sunday. Was proud of just the way he played. It was awesome to see. And then the young guys have earned opportunities, and it's hard to, when you have four like that, it's just hard to get everyone touches and to make it make sense. So, I understand kind of what we're doing with the young guys, and those guys are ready and they've prepared, and it's a good room. And obviously, yeah, we're going to miss Tank, and it's a guy I'll keep in touch with, but wish him nothing but the best.
Are Higgins and Chase the standard in the NFL right now for a trio of receivers? And if so, is it time? What is it that makes a great relationship between a quarterback and receivers?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of things. I think it's time is one of them, reps, just that experience, playing a lot together. That's really what it is. You learn a lot about a guy, whether them learning about me as a quarterback, you learn about them as a receiver, how they run routes. When you get man coverage, how every route is a little bit different with each guy, what they like, what they don't like, reading body language. I think that's a big thing as a quarterback, is knowing what guys are going to do before they do it, because you've gotten so many reps, and whether that's watching tape, also preparation of what the defense is going to do, guys being on the same page. I think all that plays into it. And they've obviously done a nice job over in Cincinnati, and they have a lot of chemistry, and those guys have played really well together.
How'd you find out about Tank getting traded? Do you get a heads up, or did you find out like everyone else?
That one obviously was, when was that? Was that Monday night? I wasn't in here, wasn't in the building. It was kind of our off time, so kind of found out when that one broke, yeah. But every situation's, I guess, a little bit different.
Trevor, what impressed you about the offensive line when you went back and watched the Panthers film?
Just, I mean, you say impressed or surprised? Impressed. Sorry, yeah. Just the physicality. I mean, every play, whether it was pass pro, the run game, obviously you rush like we did, you ran the ball that well. Those guys have to be doing something good up front. And so you see that, and that stands out, just the physicality, moving people. The communication, I think everyone was on the same page. That's a huge part of the run game. And then in pass protection, just the extra efforts, getting the last touches, last shoves on guys so that I'm clean back there, but also if I need to escape, I have lanes to do that. So they did a great job. I mean, anytime you have no sacks in the NFL, that's hard to do. There's a lot of good defenses, a lot of good defensive players, guys that's their goal is to sack the quarterback, and these guys did a great job up front. So it's awesome when you can not get hit, especially hadn't been hit in a while and still didn't get hit that much on Sunday. So those guys protected me, and they're a great group.
When you watched the tape, how much fun did you guys have watching Brent Strange just murder?
It was fun. It was fun. Just, I mean, that part of it, and just to see a guy that plays so hard, and it's part of what we all look to on offense is like and there's a lot of guys that play hard on our offense, but he's a guy, he just does things the right way. And you could pick pretty much any play in the whole game, and he's always playing as hard as possible. And I think it's cool too as a quarterback to see his skill set and him to get some opportunities in the passing game too. Like it's cool to see that pay off for a guy that really, works his tail off and puts everything into it. It's nice to see him also get the payoff in the passing game and get an opportunity to get the ball in his hands. But he earns it every snap by the way he blocks, the way he prepares, the way he practices.
How much validation is there in, you talked about wanting to be a smart physical football team, that's going to be the identity of this team. How much validation is there in showing it, being a physical, you guys were physical on Sunday, you played to be smart?
Yeah, I think it's a start. This is, it's never a finished product. Every week is a different week, it's a different challenge. We did our job Sunday. We got the win. We executed fairly well. Still a lot of things to clean up, like we talked about penalties and getting ourselves in some bad situations. But as far as when we ran a play and we didn't have a penalty, we were pretty good. We executed pretty well, and we were all on the same page. So I think it's a testament to our preparation, how the guys worked. We were ready to go for the game, but we got to do it again this week. It's a new challenge every single week. That's the challenge of the NFL is consistency. So yeah.
For you personally, what's the next step then? Like taking what you did from this first game as you build in Liam's offense, what's going to define a successful game 2 for you?
Just more and more consistency. I think, I felt very prepared going into the game, knew the plan really well, and I thought we had a good plan. And I think just as from a passing game standpoint, I'm just being a little more consistent. I thought I left a few out there for sure that I can make, just a couple more plays. Obviously the turnover is something you want to have back and limit those. If we can take care of the ball and play like we did, and especially as well as the defense plays, we should be able to win a lot of games if we can do that. So just taking care of the ball in that situation, long yardage, just doing the smart thing. So there's a couple plays that I think just finding a little bit more consistency is really the objective for me. Is just every play, treating it as its own, continuing to play like that, throughout the whole game. Don't have a series or two where I feel like I miss a couple throws or, mentally kind of get off a little bit. Just stay consistent and sharp.
Let's do one more, Trevor. But naturally, and obviously, everybody's going to talk Burrow and Higgins and Chase. They've earned it. Do guys play with an edge a little bit more, do you sense, in games like this? We're like, hey, well, we got some guys too, like a chance to kind of make a name for themselves, whether it's on the cornerback side of things or your receivers.
Yeah, I think as a competitor, naturally, you treat them all the same. That's what you say, and that's what you do. You want to, every game means the same. It's you're trying to get another win. You're trying to just do your job that week, find a way to win the game and move on. But naturally, as a competitor, you do want to show, hey, we can match up with these guys, whether it's offense, defense. But I don't play. I've always said I don't play against their offense, so it's something you try not to think about too much about. But you also do think about the firepower they have over there, and we trust our defense 100%. And I know we're gonna have a good game plan going in, and they're gonna do a great job. But you're also ready on offense to do our job, whether that's we can. However many points we need to score to win, whether that's a lot or a little, it just depends on the situation. So we're always ready for that, and I think as a competitor, you want that from the guys on the team, is to show or take that as a challenge, because it is a good team, another good team in the AFC, playoff type team, and it's just the next challenge for us. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
No, it really just came down to, after some time of evaluating and just working through some things, just felt like, especially, post Sunday, it was just probably best to move on, to just give them an opportunity to go. And both the same with us. We feel good about, where we're at moving forward. I wish him nothing but the best. And, he's a good dude and just worked out that way. So really feel confident, obviously, with some of the way that those other guys stepped in, did some good things. It's hard to rotate forward, and wish him nothing but the best.
Was it the performance from Etienne or just what you've seen from the rookies that made you more comfortable?
Yeah, it was a combination of all those things.
In terms of Joe Burrow, what, in your opinion, makes him such a special player?
His ability to create is elite. His accuracy, the pinpoint of it, his ability to put balls in tight spaces, give those guys opportunities. He knows them so well and what they do well and how they want the ball thrown to them. It's clear that they have chemistry, even when last week's output wasn't maybe as much as they've been used to. You could still see that there was some moments where like, whoa, that was pretty good. So it's a huge challenge for us. I got a ton of respect for Zach and what he's been able to do there over the years. And Joe's a special player.
How good is Burrow against the blitz? Like, how much of a
he can get it out. He can get it out. You got to take some of the air out of the coverage. It's hard to give him a ton of space, but it's feast or famine. You go up and press him. You get too much on him, who knows what it could be. And it's just one of those combinations. He's a smart player. He knows how to get to zero audibles and checks, and understands the game. So it's going to be a little bit of a chess match.
Hendrickson, did they move him around a lot?
No, he's on one side for the most part, and it's a challenge for sure. He's a player that can wreck the game. He can, obviously last week he was more so getting back in it, didn't play every snap, but anticipate him playing more as it continues to get comfortable and get more acclimated. But definitely somebody that can wreck the game.
Can you learn something from your team about how they handle going into a road environment?
Yeah, I do. I think that obviously going to New Orleans was a good deal, and same thing with Miami in terms of just handling it the right way and coming together a little bit more as a team. Smaller group, obviously now going up to Cincinnati, so great opportunity for us as a team to continue to come together and get to know each other more and go through things together as a team more. So I'm actually looking forward to it.
Is Travis going to play more defense this week, and is that a direct result of Higgins and Chase and Burrow?
Likely. Probably it'll be a likely uptick. It's more so, going into week one, it was, okay, we know that it's not going to be a ton on defense. The goal is to increase and continue to increase. It just so happens that we're playing Cincinnati with two good wideouts this week.
Is there a better duo than Higgins and Chase?
It's hard to find them. I mean, there's some good tandems out there for sure, but the way they've done it at a high level now for a number of years, the chemistry, they go to a Super Bowl, they've won, they've known how to win. Like Zach's done a great job there with getting those guys where they are now. And, they've played in a difficult division. They've played a ton of difficult games, tight games over the years. They've pulled some of those out in some critical moments, play Kansas City tough every year. So this is a team that knows how to win. They're well coached, and they have some talent.
Harrison back on track to be able to get back on the field, and how impressed were you with his first performance?
Yeah, he is. Had a little back soreness, but it's it's part of it. I was pleased with Anton, especially in pass protection. The whole group, but specifically Anton, and in the run game did some really good things. So I was pleased with his effort, strain, the way that he was battling through a little bit of a nick and battled through it. Obviously came out for a short period, but I was pleased with his first outing.
What about what you got out of Tootin and Allen and kind of opportunity is in front of those guys now that Tank's gone?
Yeah, I think that they, without having to say much to them, they understand based on the move. So, even when Toot did get in and get a couple carries, he didn't have a ton, and I think he had a 7-8 yard run or whatever it was, where there wasn't much going on at the line of scrimmage. He made a great cut, got vertical. Another one, he gets hit at the end, kind of towards, it wasn't quite 4 minutes, but we were running at that point. Hit behind the line of scrimmage, gets positive yards, it gets back to the line of scrimmage, and then Quint on a critical third down comes in, gets a 5 or 6 yard run and has a good blitz pickup. So it's opportunity for those guys for sure to step up and give us quality snaps. We're gonna work on some guys. So Parker, Tootin, all those guys will get some. Quint's still getting some back there. Getting a couple other guys some reps today as well.
What did you see out of De'Ami Brown in his first game with you?
Yeah, I thought he did some good things. He only had 3 or 4, whatever it was, but a big critical catch before the half on the dagger. Critical fourth down where he trips. He might have had a little bit more. He was pissed at himself. And then he has the curl, which was a good throw and catch. So the one thing about De'Ami in the game that did really show up was his effort without the ball in his hands. Helping down the field, blocking, motions, just doing the right things. I was pleased with his outing as well. And, just like with all those wideouts, you want to get them more. Like the goal is you want everybody to touch the ball. You want everybody to get included. But also there's some games that become ones that you're just going to try to win.
Going back to the trade just a little bit, was that something that Tank asked for? Did he want to leave?
No, there was none of those conversations.
It seemed like returns were played last week. I mean, how much more does that affect how much planning goes into that part of the game, and how much more important are just your returns in general?
Yeah, I think it's definitely stressed a little bit more because of the rules and all that. But I didn't necessarily feel like any of our returners did anything quite crazy dynamic that we couldn't hold off on. We need to probably improve some of our blocking scheme. We got to be a little bit better on the first and second level, some guys, to give those guys a little bit more room. But also, so much of that is making people miss, having vision, seeing it, and just hitting it. So, I think we can look to improve there.
What are the sort of core philosophies of your program that have to get elevated to go on the road and win a game?
I think you're going on the road, playing a team that plays in a physical division, that has played in a lot of physical football games over the course of their last 4 years or so. And that has to be our style of play, needs to show up this week. And then also, hey, facing adversity again, right? Like this, Sunday that was, lightning delay. It wasn't really adversity, it wasn't. So it was a glitch. So it was great that we handled it the right way and all that, but Jamar Chase gets one. But it's probably, it's likely they're going to catch one. It is what it is. Just move on. Who cares? Play the next play. And that mentality of, they get one, shoot, here we go. We're going to go get one. And just going and continuing to compete regardless of what just occurred. That's not, what we want to focus on. We want to focus on that process.
How much growth can you expect to see from Trevor week to week as he kind of gets one full game under his belt now? I know you want him to take those steps over the course of the season, right?
Yeah, I think that when you look at the operation, the way he handled things, all very, very positive. Made some critical third down conversions, and especially when we were trying to extend some drives in the second half, even after having a difficult third quarter. You look at really the sequence of incomplete to Travis on the bootleg, incomplete to BT on the corner route, 3rd and 10, dart to De'Ami on the curl. So it's it's there. It's there. It's just the consistency of it. Not having those 5 to 6 plays that, you could be sitting there at 25 at 31 for 200 plus, and now you're like, shoot, this is damn good outing. So I think there was great things to work from, and I do believe we can continue to see an improvement week in and week out.
Game balls that you have given up?
5, maybe 5, 6. So Etienne, the whole O-line.
The whole line?
Yeah. It's they all no sacks, 200 yards. Foye, J. Lou, Logan.
In terms of Jordan Lewis, what's really impressed you about how he conducts his business as a pro?
Yeah, I mean, since the first conversation we had, when we got here in pro free agency, was very clear that he was, wanting to take the next step in his career, not just in play and commitment and all that stuff, but more in the leadership role. That was something that he felt, he could help provide, and that does have some natural leadership skills and the toughness, the grit, the competitiveness. That does rub off on guys. It has rubbed off on guys. He's a great communicator. He's demanding and challenging of his teammates and coaches. So I've been very pleased with him so far.
How much of a weapon can bring strength in the run game?
Yeah, that was cool to see, huh? It's he's just plays his tail off. It's just so cool to see, because it's like if you're other guys looking at that and you're like, well, he's playing that way. It's hard to lose the standard. Like the standard needs to continue to rise when you see a guy like that playing unselfishly and physically throughout the entire game, at every moment. There's not many plays that he takes off. And so that's critical for our DNA, our identity as a team, as an offense. And I was very pleased that he was able to get off to a quick start.
How much of a weapon can that be in the passing game when you got a guy like that can lay it down, but you can also catch passes?
Yeah, it's huge, because now it's not like you can get a huge tell on, okay, he's on or off the ball, he's split out, where is he? Is it run pass tendencies? Because he's able to do some things in the run game that allow you to stay balanced. And then also in the pass game, run after catch and go make some, difficult catches as well. So definitely somebody we want to continue to work with.
I was just very strange. I feel like it just reminded me of my second year when James got traded. Just the nature of the NFL, just the business for real. I feel like easily could have been any one of us, and it just happened, So I mean, we have to just keep going. We're in the thick of the season, and wish the best for him. Know he's going to do great things. He's behind a great O-line now, in a great situation. So great, just thankful for him and knowing that he's happy in his situation.
You guys build a bond, obviously, coming out of camp, all those things. I mean, does it kind of stun you a little bit at first when you just settling into the early part of the season?
I mean, yeah, but I feel like just being my fifth year in the NFL, I don't know if anything stuns you no more, You just kind of expect the unexpected at this point, and you kind of just got to roll with it. I mean, it's not on me I'm not the GM. I can't make those moves. And I just got to roll with it. At the end of the day, the GM don't care how I feel about the situation. So I just got to continue to put myself in a position and just be the best of it I can be for myself.
What do you see from these young guys and have seen that they're ready to take on a bigger role now behind you?
Just their willingness to be coachable. I feel like they're very coachable. They're sponges. They're soaking in information each and every day. And they got the willingness and want to get better each and every day. And I feel like as long as you have that growth mindset that coach been preaching, you're going to be able to do great things in this league.
Was your game the other day, whether you meant it to be or not, a statement game for you?
I wouldn't say statement games. I've been playing football for a very long time. Just there's a statement from my O-line. I feel like I can't do any of that without them. And I feel like a running back is a reflection of his O-line, and they had great hosts for me to run through, so I just give all the credit to them and really appreciate them. And I got to continue just being disciplined, trusting those guys, and great things will happen.
I'm sure you heard the rumors about potentially being traded in the offseason earlier. Did that bother you, and what did you make of it?
I feel like for me, I just focused on being the best version of myself, because I know who I am when I'm healthy, and I know that anyone in this league could use a player like me. So whether I was here, whether I was somewhere else, you're just going to get the best version of me, and it really didn't matter where I was. And I just approached it with that mindset, and I was ready for my opportunities whenever they came.
When the coach is talking all offseason about the running game and you're seeing pop in this game, does that just give you confidence in what he's preaching, what he's kind of showing you guys?
Yeah and no. I feel like, y'all all know how it is in the NFL. It's a week-to-week basis. Whenever the game kick off, no one cared what happened last week. So we can't build the false insecurity just off of what happened last week. We got to come in each and every day, work hard, and put great things. Just put one foot in forward another. So whenever we get out there, we put the work in. So we're able to go out there and repeat it again. Anybody could do it once.
Have you
to learn how to be even keel like this takes the ebbs and flows of this league? I mean, do you think you handle all this stuff now just as well 4 years ago, or is it something that you've learned?
No, I feel like kind of like this throughout my whole career. I feel like last year really humbled me a lot, just coming off of back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, and just understanding that it's the NFL. Like I just kind of just know going into the year is going to be a great year because all my years have been great to that point. And I feel like that just kind of humbled me, and just knowing that it's week to week, each and every week, and knowing that nothing is promised. NFL stands not for long, so I have to come in here and just make the most of my opportunities, and just having guys behind you who are hungry, competition that pushes you. So just grateful to be here, thankful for the opportunities that I get, and I just got to keep making the most.